but in fact you actually comparing them, and therefore you count how whose is dominant in what. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And you claim that so far based on the feature of their speech, they have different emphasis. And I mean, in turn, we'll try to have a look into that book, whether we need to put that into a comparative comparing with his speeches, etc. We'll discuss about that as well. But the second one, your analysis part, I mean, you are successful putting the diagram, the figure of every single speech of the president, of each president. But what is hard to follow in your analysis is the way you present the examples, the claim that you made on every speech of the president, because every single sentence is in italics or italicized. While I think your focus is on naming them, and therefore it's difficult for new readers maybe to follow what do you mean by every single term that you use. Which one is constatives, imperatives, regulatives, and then expressives. A bit difficult because it is in a sentence as well, maybe the focus may be there on the single atoms, and that needs to be analyzed more comprehensively. Yeah? So let's say if you open page 54, explanation of imperatives act, for example. So it is my great honor, 54, number 1 of Sukarno. It is my great honor and a privilege on this historic day to bid you welcome to Indonesia. So, of this sentence, which one contains what? Yeah. So maybe that needs to be. So not only the figure of the actor or the doer of the speech, but also the linguistic items which show the emphasis based on the claim that you made on the nomenclature. Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is constative, which one is imperative, etc. in every single. And therefore, I mean, your analysis will be again more impressive compared to the way you manage it now. Yeah? Because this people will ask which one. Okay, our unhappy world is torn and tortured, and the peoples of all countries walk in fearless through no fault of theirs. The dogs of war are unchained once again, etc. Until the last time they put it in. So do you mean that all these sentences contain or consist of those 4 names, or what? And then what linguistic items that make it or make these sentences to be in that category?
Okay.
So that needs to be put in that way, so that people will say, okay, this is imperative because of this word. This becomes omissive because of this word. So that's a message. Yeah? And I think it's time now for your intellect to critically have a look at this word. Thank you.
So, might have a clarification for your...
Okay.
Okay. The first is about, what is it? The type of the communicative actions. I think for me myself it is very clear because I saw us in the first the figures of imperative that is colored by yellow, and then after that.
Which one is yellow?
Yeah, yellow color. Okay, that is the imperative.
Okay, define it. You mean?
No, in.
Here, this one.
No, in page 54. Yeah, page 54. Yeah. Yeah. The yellow color is imperative. So that...
okay, we understand it is imperative. But how do you come to number 32, for example? Do you mean those 5 sentences are imperative? Or because of mix it imperative. That's my comment.
In this thesis, absolutely, I have explained the type, every single type. So I did not explain those. No, I didn't explain those communicative action types, and then I did not explain the words or even the sentences that used by those presidents, because I think it is pragmatic. So it becomes to my understanding, and then it relates to my interpretation as the reader, something like that.
Yeah, I understand. I don't know whether the other examiners agree or happy with whether they're happy with my comment, but to be more explicit, because then when I'll try to follow Sukarno's style using imperatives, right? Because my style will be different maybe, but then I'll pick his particular word that make his statement becomes imperative. That's what I mean. All right?
Yes.
Okay, I understand that this is pragmatic. Therefore, you can't isolate a word from a sentence. But I want you to be more focused, showing what causes these expressions becoming pragmatic. Maybe therefore you need to quote maybe a word there, or to lead your reader. Let's say much easier understanding the point that you make.
The example of imperatives made by President Sukarno, as many as 32, but the 4 examples that I put in chapter in page 54 till 55 is the samples that I can use, and then I put in the chapter 4. But the complete one can be found in the appendixes, and then that's the complete one. So that I think me as the writer, these samples, the 4 samples I mean, can can handle those other examples.
Okay, I understand the point.
Okay.
Look at page 55.
Okay.
Sentence number 4, right? Fear of the future, fear of the heterogeneous bomb, fear of ideologies. Perhaps this fear is a greater danger than the danger itself. So is that because the word fear used for many times, and therefore the expression is stronger in sense? That's what I mean by what linguistic items that show the strong point being made by the speaker. Oh, it's not because of the word fear, but maybe because of the combination of other words. That is out of your attention, I think, to be more, let's say, focused and showing your reader about, let's say, the very important issue that you need again to take into account at this part.
Okay.
So example is all right. We understand they are imperatives, but what makes it? Imperative.
Yeah. Before.
You got my point?
Yeah.
You got my point?
Yes. Before this examples, example is made, absolutely there is the previous sentences that we have to identify. As we can see that the speech of President Sukarno is not made with sentences by sentences, but it means by paragraphs by paragraph. So that in each paragraphs I analyze all of the paragraphs and then all of the sentences, and then in my opinion it must be constructive, it must be imperative, and it must be expressive, something like that. So in analyzing this communicative action theory, it doesn't use, we as the writer or reader do not use the characteristics of each words or each sentences, but it belongs to our understanding or our interpretation as the reader, something like that. And then maybe besides we have to know the definition or the functions of each types or each classification, whereas in the imperative types, the function of these types is used by the speaker to to push the listener to do something, and then it relates to the desire state in such a way that the speaker wants the listener to do something.
Okay, but I think when you talk about act, there must be an expression. It's not. It is contextually used. It's interpreted pragmatic.
Yes.
Right? But the strong point emphasized by the speaker must be because of the diction. And the diction is contextualized, and therefore it becomes stronger. And therefore, I want you to mention which items, which diction that makes the statement become stronger. And therefore you categorize them into the four. And that will be interesting to compare the diction between, contextually used between, among those three precedents. That's my point. Yeah. We get your point. You start from analyzing the text and paragraph and sentences, and you try to ignore the diction. But I think that will be, I don't know, that's my understanding. Because you need to see the use of fear not in this sentence. What happens if the sentence is different with the word fear, but because of repetition, it is repeated 4 or 3 times, and then the power of the expression becomes stronger.
Yeah.
And that's what my understanding is about. I don't know.
That's
if the 2 examples are not happy with my comment, I'll be with them.
okay.
But again, I don't see the deeper analysis that you made.
Yeah.
Just comment and categorize them based on the sentences. Yeah?
Excuse me, something like this. Maybe it doesn't matter with the word fear or even with the sentences. Exist manifested in here in these pages. But let's see, the word fear in this case is used by President Sukarno to push the audiences to do what he wanted. In the examples, the future, fear of the future, fear of the heterogen bond, fear of the ideologies. Perhaps this fear is greater danger than the danger itself. These sentences, the word fear, is used by President Sukarno to emphasize the listener to follow what he wants to do, or to push the audiences to do something that he wants. In my understanding or in my knowledge, the thing that he wanted at the time was he wanted the people of Asia and Africa to realize the effect of imperialism and colonialism, so that they want Mr. President Sukarno wanted
to my understanding that, because when you analyze a sentence, the notions of overlap happens every time. Okay. And therefore I want that to be made in order to clarify the point that you emphasize. This can be persuasive instead of imperative, to my understanding, because it's only warning for those who listen. And therefore it is not imperative. It is persuading the audience to be aware of the danger of colonialism. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, disregard that point.
But that's the start.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, I don't know, I don't mind to be, you don't have to follow my point, but that's what makes this, to my understanding, more interesting. Otherwise, it's only a category of expressions, and therefore you come to general categories. These are imperative, these are omissive, etc., etc. But what makes it, based on this context, yes, people understand it's imperative, but what word makes it imperative? Because once again, to avoid misunderstanding and overlap in understanding the expression, to my understanding, it is not imperative. Alright, it's persuading you.
But yeah, that's a good idea from you, Mr. That's why in this in chapter 2, I used the theory of the speech act theory developed by Austin and then Shirley. In Austin and then Shirley's speech act theory, they use the characteristic. That the words that can be characterized in types of speech act. But especially in jargon Habermas, he did not use any any type of words or any words to differentiated each types, so that in this theory we have to understand the context of discourse by using our interpretation or our understanding of the listener or the the reader. So that is one main function of communicative action theory, or one of its aim is it will be success. It will be success if the listener are able to accept what the speaker wants, something like that.
Hang on. I understand your point, but look at the way you understand it.
Yeah.
All right. In your on your page 37, imperative. Hermes defined the class of imperatives by relating this speech to the objective world, claim for power, and the appellative or signal functions of vocabulary.
Yeah.
The speech in this class are used by the speaker to reproduce a desired state in such a way that the listener would bring about that state. For example, open the window. Yeah. The word open is a property. Shut up. Shut up is an expression as an imperative. But when you see your way of categorizing imperative, fear of the future, is that because of the word fear and it becomes imperative? Or because of the future? Or because of the combination of fear of the future? Or because of the other phrases following the first phrase? Because people will still argue about the categorization of this, right? If you just base it on general category, and that will be very subjective, and it will endanger you. You will be trapped into overlap. There is no objective standard that you use, because it's clear here. When you open the window, it's imperative. Because now, I believe, even Habermas, will be using the same parameter, just developing solely an Austin's approach. When you say locutionary, all right, there is a locutionary act, and then the result is collocutionary. And therefore, the word is clear. When you say open the window, it is imperative. Nobody can reject that. It is true, it is imperative. Shut up your mouth. Not because of the mouth becomes imperative, because of shut up. That's what I mean. You got my point?
Yes.
And therefore, we demand you, to my perspective, you need to clarify what makes this sentence or sentences become imperative. Because again, I'm saying, it's only warning. It is persuading people that, kind of warning. Globalization will happen, and therefore we have to be aware of that. No, I don't know. Are you happy with me, Pak Kamal? You can extend my point if it's not true, but I mean, it's very general, President Sukarno come religious figurative, and you come to the example, and the analysis doesn't work here. The example about the technique that President Sukarno attempt to express the student content in the environment with his poetic words. It's not imperative. And President Sukarno, as the speaker, wanted to invite the intention. It's not imperative then. It's only persuading.
But the meanings of these sentences make it as imperative, sir. Maybe it is not word. Make it it makes imperative.
And therefore, you need to say, because of this strong use of the word fear, and the context tells that this is imperative. Otherwise, you trap us into problem of understanding a sentence, and which will develop based on personal subjective judgment, as you do know the context. And therefore, you need to persuade us by showing what makes this imperative. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Because we will come to overlap notion about categorization, which belongs to what?
Yes.
Because you know the context, therefore you need to warn us. Okay, fear in this context doesn't belong to imperative, but because the context requires it to be imperative, therefore it is imperative. But you tell us that. So contextually, nobody knows this, that fear belongs to imperative. Ya kan? Beware. Okay, it is imperative. But there is no interjection. Apa yang membuat kita paham bahwa ini imperatif? Ada peringatan. Lalu dia buat jadi peringatan karena konteksnya. Tapi Anda tidak katakan itu loh maksud saya. Saya setuju ini, tapi mungkin menarik kalau ya, it will be more interesting again, say, the use of a particular word is not ordinary in this context. They are extraordinary, and therefore you are brave to categorize them into those four categories. Otherwise, they are the same. Apa bedanya saya mengatakan fear dalam konteks yang berbeda dengan fear di sini kalau begitu?
But maybe sir, don't only judge me on one point of
No.
this thesis. No. I just want to invite you to see another example of this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just showing you one example. Just at glance see the Soekarno one.
Yeah.
I don't know the other.
Maybe you can see Joko Widodo as
being understanding. If you are happy with it, you can take that into your point. We are gathered. Okay, Soekarno again. What this belong to? Joko Widodo. Ini mana ini? Joko Widodo, right? The speech of President Widodo. Too many example of constructive acts. Nah, yang membuat jadi act itu kan ada unclean word and what acts is followed, kan? Or follows it, gitu. Mana? Indonesia as a new emergence economic force, as a country with the largest Muslim population on earth and as the largest democracy. Okay, sama saja. Apa ini menjadi poin lalu dia menjadi apa kategori apa itu konstruktif. Apakah pengulangan dari kata apa yang bermakna konstruktif di sini? Karena bisa saja kata itu tidak bermakna apa-apa ketika tidak ada act yang mengikutinya, kan? Go siapa yang disuruh? Di mana dikatakan konteks apa itu terucap? Itu maknanya di situ. Kalau saya bilang go, berarti saya tidak happy dengan kamu suruh keluar. Kontekstual, itulah makanya kata go itu bermakna ketika dia kontekstual. Dan itu yang perlu disinggung di sini. Kata tadi fear itu contohnya. Fear in common understanding means this, but because the context requires this to mean this, and therefore. Itu maksud saya, ada analisis sedikit lah supaya tidak kategori-kategori lalu tidak tajam, padahal ini udah bagus itu maksud saya.
I think it's
so you have to
linguistic item makes it sounds to be imperative, constructive. Itu tuh maksud saya.
so
Supaya enak.
why this example is considered constructive, why it's considered manipulative, etc. So you have to give analysis underneath discussions under each example is based on your theory that you use.
Lalu diingatkan sebenarnya juga sebelumnya itu loh. Sebelum Pak Netral examiner ask about something, but I think it's enough for me. And then I welcome Pak Neutral examiner.
Okay, thank you, Prof. So I should start from the beginning, but we talk about page 55 and example number 4. Fear of the future, fear of the hydrogen bomb, fear of the ideologies. Perhaps this fear is greater than danger, greater danger than danger itself. And you classify it as imperative. But I don't think it is imperative. It is explicit. Why? It talks about Sukarno's point of view, Sukarno's subjective view of the world. So that's expressive. So it talks about fear, and nobody's feeling the fear but Sukarno. So I would say it is expressive fear. And how do you find it out? Use your framework, page 39. Can you open the thesis, page 39? You can see it. Page 39. This is important for your analysis. Okay? Have you found it out? Table 1. The relation between taxonomy of action, time, and the world.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So look at the four classifications. You have imperative,
Yeah.
you have constantive, you have regulative, and you have expressive.
Expressive.
How do you know it is imperative? Number one, the basis of the client, the basis of the speaker's client. If the speaker focus on his power, so that's imperative. And what does he want from the audience? Appeal to the audience to follow what he's saying. And then, what is he referring to? He's referring to the objective world, the world out there. Okay?
Yeah.
So then constantive, when the speaker is talking about what he believes as truth, constantive truth. And then cognitive function, to represent, and he's talking about objective world. And you need to understand this table in more detail so that you're not going to double classify the same expressions. For example, okay, page, we are gathered here today, page 57. We are gathered here today as a result of sacrifices, and you talk about it as constantive, but also as regulative. Look at page 60.
Yeah.
See, we are gathered here today as a result of sacrifices.
Yes, double that.
So why is double? So it cannot be double only because you misunderstood the classification. Okay, work it again. Okay, and it's a matter of just suggestion. Then go ahead to the next one. So number one, my suggestion is to understand the table, page 39, about the way you identify that. And your thesis is about socio-pragmatic analysis.
Yeah.
And you only talk about the pragmatic. You don't talk about the social. Okay. So let me ask you one thing. What is the essence of Jürgen Habermas' theory of social action or cognitive action? What is your understanding of it?
Okay, sir. In the foundation, the theory of Jürgen Habermas absolutely talk about two things. It is used to criticize the postmodern theorist. It is used to criticize the modern world at that time. So, what is it? The foundation of this absolutely divided become two points. The first one is what we call as system integration, and then the second one is what we call as social integration. Social integration. Social integration itself is the relationship between the society in their life, and then the system integrations is the rules that govern the relationship between this society. That is the essence, or that is the main idea of the theory of Jürgen Habermas. Besides, he also He also claimed there's four classifications in this theory. Like that.
Okay, be careful because you classify Jürgen Habermas in post-structuralist theory or postmodern theory. Be careful because Jürgen Habermas is a rather structuralist. Okay, so he's trying to say here, whatever you do, you have these four classification of communicative intentions. So we are just the same in that way. So in that way, Jürgen Habermas is structuralist. Okay, so what you do, you just follow what the society wants you to do. Okay, so we have talked about the meaning behind the utterances made by those presidents, but you have not talked about the social aspect of it. Why they say what they have said. That's what should be in your explanation. It is interesting, for example, you talk about Sukarno, and Sukarno talks about, use more of, which classification Sukarno? Sukarno used more expressive. I don't know. Sukarno used more, I don't remember the data. Sukarno used expressive more. Okay, more expression, more expressive function, while Susilo Bambang use a regulative function, then Joko Widodo use expressive functions. Okay, although I have to be very careful in this claim because you misclassified expression there, you have to work it again. But in terms of explanation, you need to go a little bit more than that just explaining them in terms of percentages and frequencies. You need to ask a question like, why did Sukarno use expressive function more than other function? Why does Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono use more regulative functions? Okay. So, because Jurgen Habermas, the essence of Habermas in theory is that in whatever cognitive action that you do, you always make a rational choice. That's why we call it a rational action theory. Okay. So why Sukarno use expression? Actually, I think Sukarno use konstantif more. Cek lagi. Sukarno lebih banyak menggunakan konstantif daripada konstantif daripada imperatif. Dia imperatif akhir-akhirnya dia. Tapi SBY lebih banyak menggunakan regulatif.
Ya.
Sementara tadi Anda mengatakan Joko Widodo mengikuti Sukarno. Itu salah satu explanation-nya. Salah satu contoh explanation. Karena dia dari PDIP, kemudian dia mau menampilkan diri sebagai Sukarno baru, Barack Obama baru, maka dia mengikuti gaya bicaranya. Itu salah satu explanation bisa Anda jelaskan. Lalu pertanyaan saya yang belum dijawab adalah, kenapa SBY regulatif yang banyak? Ada penjelasan itu? Katakan itu di sini, sama aja ya. Kemudian kenapa Sukarno banyak konstantif? Karena dia membangun kesadaran orang. Anjing sekarang udah keluar kandang. Itu konstantif dia pakai itu. Tetapi tujuannya apa? Agar imperatifnya dia kuat. Jadi, memang dunia saat itu begitu.
Jadi tadi selalu kaitkan dengan social context. Caranya pragmatik ya. Jadi selalu.
But may I have a remark here? Okay, the first that I want to answer is the critic from Dr. Andus Kamaludin. Why the study is social pragmatic? Maybe the pragmatic one is the theory of Jurgen Habermas, but we have to see the object of the study. We have to see the data of the study. It relates to the speeches of presidents of Republic of Indonesia at Asian African conferences, and the essence of Asian African conferences is it is talk about the social society. It talks about solidarity, and it talks about freedom. It talks about of sovereignty at a time, and every Asian African conferences held, it must be talked about the solidarity. It must be talked about the independence of the independence of Palestine and the independence of the sacrifices country in all over the world. That's why I use this. The study is social, and then I combined it with pragmatic study like that.
Yeah, but you have not mentioned anything like Palestinian.
There is. I put it on my data. In my data, maybe you can check it.
In your analysis, in what way it is pragmatic analysis? In what way it is social analysis? So you have to classify it there. Jadi itu yang harus ditambahkan. Baru pragmatik saya lihat.
And then did you write down your point? You just write
in your chapter 4.
Did you write it down here? What's the only imaginary point at the moment when Pak Kamal is speaking?
I cannot catch your points.
No. Did you write down the point that you are making now? Just now, right?
Yeah.
About inconsistency in Africa, and the possibility is the emphasis. Cohesiveness is the point. You didn't mention that.
I put it in chapter 4, sir. I think it is included in the analysis that I have made. So I think it is suitable for me, and then it is not suitable if I put it in chapter 2 or even in chapter 3.
No. I think I'm talking about chapter 4.
Talk about chapter 4.
Yes, of
analysis.
The basis of the problem starts with page 53. 53, you talk about explanation of the most dominant type of occurrence. Okay, you use the word explanation, but you're not explaining. What you do there is just describing, and you call it explanation of imperative acts. It's not description, explanation that you see there. It's only description. You talk about the percentage, you talk about the examples. Okay, those are the description. In order to explain, you need to talk about, why more imperatives. Why this is called imperatives. Why do they use imperatives? So you answer the question of why. And the answer there could not be from your data, but from your understanding. Understanding socio-cultural context, socio-political context.
Yeah,
that's in that way you explain your data. Here you describe the data. Okay? Jadi yang belum ada itu jelaskan. Salah satu contoh kenapa Joko Widodo begini, kenapa SBY begini, kenapa Soekarno begini. Itu akan lebih menarik, sehingga saya sarankan judulnya adalah Socio-Pragmatic Analysis of Presidential Speeches at Asia-African Conferences. Saya kira itu. Jadi pada
I come back to my research questions. In my research questions, I only focus on two things. The first one is the type of communicative present theory that manifests in the selected speeches. Those are the speech of President Soekarno, SBY, and then Jokowi. That is my focus study. And then the second one is the most dominant thing, so that I do not focus or I don't analyze the reasons why those presidents choose this.
Change the topic. So no socio-pragmatic, only analysis. It's too big.
That's even the analysis, only analysis still doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Because you don't actually analyze what you put there is only raw data about the text, and you come to general conclusion, this belongs to this because of this and this. Tapi alasan why itu tidak dijawab tadi. Tetap saja, tetap social context, political situation itu harus menjadi background knowledge Anda sebagai analis untuk melihat kenapa itu muncul. Iya, solidarity betul, yang lain betul, tapi jangan konteks itu lalu kita menjadi presuposisi untuk melihat teks yang real. Itu makanya tadi kata apa yang membuat dia menjadi imperatif. Salah satu linguistic items-nya bukan begitu saja fear in this context, tidak disebut lagi. Hanya dia bilang contoh-contohnya, tapi kan bukan linguistik. Ya, jadi harus paham bahwa linguistik item yang membuat dia menjadi imperatif adalah ini. Nah, ketika tadi kita ajak SIDANG membuat imperatif, karena imperatif ternyata itu. Itu loh masalahnya. Kalau memang syarat jelas perintahnya itu pasti imperatif, orang perintah, go out, perintah. Nah ini tiba-tiba imperatif, tapi memang fear, oh itu kan ekspresi, bisa persuasi, bisa seperti Pak Kamal tadi masuk ke
sana sini.
Iya, itu masalahnya. Jadi harus ada. Oke lah, overlap ya. Menganalisis teks pada ada overlapnya, tetapi minimalisasi dengan kejelasan item linguistiknya itu supaya kuat. Kita bisa adalah SIDANG. Nah, kalau begini kan semua orang penerangnya sama, saya pikir. Kalau yang mengerti teks masih penerangnya sama, apalagi menyebut nama orang seperti Jürgen Habermas itu harus paham sih bahwa selalu melibatkan konteks sosial dari apa yang muncul atau teks yang muncul pada saat itu. Tadi itu betul karena backgroundnya Asia Afrika, jadi melibatkan emosi kultural, emosi kebersamaan nasib dan seterusnya. Iya, tetapi sebagai linguis harus yakin bahwa ini loh yang menyebabkan itu muncul. Kesimpulan itu menjadi seperti itu karena item linguistiknya jelas. Nah, keberanian itu harus dibuat oleh SIDANG sebagai analis. Begitu sudah pilih judul Habermas Approach, ya udah harus jelas kategorisasinya. Kan sudah ada contohnya, diikuti. Kalau dia terlalu jauh dengan contoh kan sama dengan orang ngomong ke utara, kita ngomong ke selatan jadi nanti. Jadi maksudnya?
Sangat.
Nah, itu yang disarankan tadi oleh Pak Is juga, oleh saya juga sebenarnya harus ada yang meyakinkan kami bahwa SIDANG berhasil menganalisis itu karena evidence-nya jelas gitu. Linguistic evidence ini loh Pak. Nah, jadi presentasi itu sebenarnya baru pas kalau itu yang muncul. Di presentasi linguistiknya memang dominasi ini kata-katanya jelas gitu. Imperatif ya, jelas imperatif. Jadi maksudnya baru analisis namanya. Kalau ini sih sama dengan kategorisasi data, lalu presentasi yang tidak berbunyi menjadi mentah gitu kalau di sini. Dan disarankan makanya jadi analisis yang betul-betul menunjukkan linguistiknya. Pertanyaan apapun harus jawab dengan analisis. Saya bisa bilang tidak fokus pada menganalisis item-item ini, tapi bunyi tadi menunjukkan tidak harus ke sana. Jadi maksudnya, nah ini harus direvisi lah. Jadi poinnya pertama juga, ya kita tidak membuat SIDA harus pusing-pusing, tapi supaya ini sound, itulah, supaya bunyi dia, ya. Jadi what are the communicative action types that manifest in the selected speeches? Sudah jelas manifest. Oke. Types-nya itu yang membuat dia type saya tadi choice words itu ya diksinya. What are the most dominant? Oke, ya sini itu presentasi tapi tetap yang mengemuka adalah komponen linguistiknya. Itu yang dominan apa? Kita bilang SBY. Siapa imperatif sini? Soekarno. Apa mana bukti sini bilang imperatif? Cuma 4 kalimat itu. Sementara kategorisasinya bisa kiri kanan gitu loh. Jadi tidak dalam. Dan kreasi dia sekarang ya kembali itu identifikasi dalam kata mana yang kan banyak teksnya. Mana perintah, mana yang persuasi, mana yang sekadar informasi.
Kan kami kan tidak bisa gini Pak, mengikuti pemahamannya Bapak. Jadi mungkin ini sebatas pemahaman kami.
Bukan pemahaman ini bukan subjektif, ini dunia ilmiah. Begitu saya paham secara ilmiah, orang lain paham semua. Dan karena kami dosen penguji, lalu kami beda pemahaman. Siapapun masuk ke dunia itu sama pemahamannya. Dengan kata lain, dia belum melakukan tugas penelitinya itu. Sebagai peneliti perlu dilakukan menganalisisnya tidak ada. Bukan karena saya, bukan karena Pak Kama, bukan karena Pak Is, bukan karena dosen dan mahasiswa lalu tidak sama pahamnya, harus sama, kerangka mikirnya sama. Dunia ilmiah itu begitu, harus ketemu siapapun, mau mahasiswa, mau dia uji tesis, mau profesor, sama saja, karena dunianya standarnya jelas gitu loh, ya.
Jadi belum selesai tahap analisis SIDA gitu, jadi baru sampai tahap deskripsi atau identifikasi, baru sampai eksplanasinya betul.
Ya makanya pertanyaan why itu yang dijawab. Mengapa SIDA tiba-tiba materi imperatif? Kenapa tiba-tiba materi konstatif? Mana buktinya? Itu tidak ada buktinya. SIDA taruh kita di presentasi, itu maksudnya. Bahwa SIDA ujian hari ini, ya kita hargai itu. Nah, bagus figur-figur ini warna-warni kan. Dan ketika orang ilmiah menanyakan, how do you come to 44%? Apa SIDA bisa jawab? Bisa saya jawab dengan ilmiah? Ya, because they are dominant. What are dominant? And what is dominant? Apanya yang dominan? Apa sih dibilang? Pasti akan nanya. What linguistic items that makes apa ini yang regulatives are dominant? Mana bisa saya jawab kan? Itu hanya belum sampai kepada tujuannya. Bukan soal SIDA mahasiswa. Cara melihat beda, enggak semua orang akan melihat sama. Oh ini belum, analisisnya belum menunjukkan fakta linguistik itu. Gitu. Ini untuk ilmu SIDA ke depan juga. Siapapun besok terus jadi dosen, jadi apa, harus begitu mikirnya. Gimana? Siap bekerja dalam waktu 1-2 hari ini?
Siap.
Nah itu yang penting. Jelas ini apa ya? Cukup. Nah, ya nanti Pak Is, beliau Pak Kamal, saya juga. Dan kalau soal saya pergi, saya tahan ini. Tapi tadi tolong nanti dikonsultasikan beliau. Ya supaya bunyi dan kita bangga. Karena udah bagus ini, udah bagus. Kita tidak apa-apakin di sini karya SID kita, jangan merasa diri di pojok, bukan. Ini karya SID harus berbunyi. Siapapun yang menguji begini pertanyaannya, gitu loh, ya?
Yes.
Jadi pertanyaan kita kemarin yang terpesona dengan warna-warni ini sudah selesai pikiran saya.
Sudah kan, bagi tahu dia tentang.
Tapi itu tadi, jadi linguistic evidence. Kalau dalam metodologi scientific evidence-nya belum ada. Nah, kebetulan kita orang linguistik, kita belajar dulu linguistic evidence gitu loh. Ya?
Kalau sebenarnya sedikit detail sekali masalah page numbering-nya ini 10, 9 terus berikut bagaimana nih? Nggak ada 8, 9 nggak ada juga dari 7 ke 10.
Ini sudah
Dengan ininya juga.
Hitungan frekuensinya ini basisnya apa? Kata atau kalimat?
Nah,
Yang mana Pak?
Yang Anda hitung persentase?
Per kalimat.
Kayaknya lebih teliti kalau Anda menggunakan kata.
Per kata.
Misalnya contohnya ya, di situ kalimat halaman 66, coba Joko Widodo itu Anda melihat ini sebagai makna apa ini? Ekspresif ya. Contohnya, the world that we inherited today is still fraught with global injustice. Nah, kalau kita menggunakan kata justice di situ, maka yang fungsi di sini bukan lagi ekspresif, tetapi berubah menjadi konstantif ya. Halaman berapa? Gunakan halaman berapa sih? Ada grafik tabel 1 itu
Ya.
Dibuat kajian pusaka ya. Grafik.
46.
Halaman 40 ya.
Iya, 46.
Halaman 39 ya. 39 coba lihat itu.
39.
Kalau dia bicara rightness atau justice, maka itu fungsinya ada regulatif, mau mengarahkan orang, bukan memerintahkan tapi mengatur orang. Kemudian yang dibicarakan adalah social world. Nah, ini kan Joko Widodo bicara social world injustice, inequality, violence, social world. Maka fungsi ini adalah fungsi regulatif. Tetapi bisa juga seperti yang sini kan ekspresif gitu kan, karena itu pendapatnya Joko Widodo kan. Secara umum satu kalimat ini adalah ekspresif, tetapi ada kata di dalamnya itu yang sifatnya regulatif. Jadi
sehingga tadi tidak overlap itu disadari itu sebagai sesuatu yang sangat potensial overlap. Jadi dalam satu ekspresi bisa jadi dua. Itulah lebihnya kalau pendekatannya kata. Kalau sebagai kalimat, pesan umumnya ya, kontekstual ya, tapi
kurang
tadi tidak analisis keren gitu loh.
Nah, sehingga di sana ada kata sacrifices. Itu kan muncul berulang-ulang kan, karena fokus Anda berbeda di situ. Tapi kalau Anda ambil kata, walaupun terulang, nah permintaan Prof ini tadi adalah Anda tandai mana yang jadi fokus perhatian itu. Kan pada satu sisi Anda fokusnya ke we are guarded here, di sisi lain result of sacrifices. Ya kan, jadi itu dia munculnya kenapa jadi overlap, karena di kalimat yang sama ada dua fokus perhatian. Nah, mungkin ditandai, rujuk ke kata-kata itu sehingga pembaca paham.
Sehingga nanti mungkin yang di italics itu adalah fokusnya itu. Ya, kata yang menjadi rujukan klaim itu. Kalau imperatif kata apa yang sudah rujuk sehingga enak orang lihat. Tidak seperti ini gitu, miring semua kan.
Apalagi kalau Anda mau mengklaim bahwa Joko Widodo itu mengikuti gaya-gaya Soekarno, jangan-jangan ada gaya yang sama. Gitu. Yang menarik itu Jokowi SBY tidak ada imperatifnya.
Iya.
Jangan-jangan kan itu teori rational action kan. SBY memilih cara tertentu atau tidak memilih cara tertentu karena latar belakangnya. Nah, kalau SBY militer kemudian gayanya perintah kan tidak asik kan. Maka dia seorang yang demokrat, yang birokrat, yang solider, sehingga dia regulatif dia pakai. Tapi analisis juga harus diteliti lagi. Bisa, ya.
Okay, I don't think that we have to ask him to go out. Ya, Muhammad Lembaran aja pulang. Ya, oke. Ada ini.
Ada.
So we are happy to not to welcome
You in the same chair.
not welcome you again in the same chair. Ya. Kita luruskan, but again we have to work together with your examiners, your supervisors. Yeah, and that should be finished as soon as possible. And in how many days?
Sebelum tanggal 12 Februari harus
Jadi
batas judicial harus Februari.
oh,
12 September. Balik.
jadi itu dulu.
Oke.
Ya?
Oke.
Skor tidak akan diberitahu sebelum Anda selesai revisi.
Tapi saya beritahu saya.
Sorry.
Dengan catatan Anda perbaiki cepat dan bagus,
Ya.
saya siap memberi Anda A. Karena ini judul berani ini.
Ya, ya. Kalau sudah penetral memberi A bagi kita pembimbing ya. Tapi itu tolong nanti jangan sampai situ ya enggak di anu terus. Cabut sama Pak Kamal nanti.
Ini bisa, Anda bisa menjadi sosiologi, ahli sosiologi bisa menjadi
Bagus.
politisi bisa mengambil ini.
Kita apa hargai tadi?
Ada nggak mobil mas
Dari mana?
taksi?
Oke.
Ya.
Bisa minta tanda tangannya, Pak?
Oh, iya. Nah, maksudnya untuk saya yang mau pergi.
Oh iya,
Saya pergi ya. Tangan.
revisi ya sekarang.
Kalau begitu selesai. Yang berikutnya.
Oke, assalamualaikum.
Jadi Bapak
Apa dapatkan voucher belanja?
12 keluar kan
Oke, keluar. Di mana sekolah?
Sudah mandiri.
Dapat.
Saya sakit juga.
Kita makan jajan. Kita punya jajan belum?
Oke.
Hah?
Oke.
Sebagi.
Enggak, kasih enggak, Pak?
Ada plastik kok. Belum mengajar di bahasa Indonesia, bahasa dan kebudayaan.
Apa sih?
Di bahasa Indonesia ada Mbak Frederick Bach tahu?
Boleh minta kabar ya?
Hah? Di mana?
Di sini ada, Pak.
Ayo jadi berdiri di situ.
Ya?
Duduk sana.
Hah?
Sini.
Dia di tengah.
Mana kenyang itu ya kelihatannya ya. Ayam kenyang.
Nggak apa-apa.
1, 2, 3.
Iya. Terus sini.
Saya dulu
Hari Kamis saya ngajarnya.
saya ngajar saya musik terang.
Sini.
Oh, kirain punya saya itu kapan diambil?
Enggak saya
Musik
ngajar.
terapan. Sama bahasa Inggris dulu. Bahasa Inggris sama hari Jumat. Bahasa Inggris.
Masih paham ya.
Terima kasih Pak Amin.
Enggak sudah ada ya.
Pak Amin tidak ada.
Masa nggak ada Pak Amin?
Pak Amin tidak ada.
Mau dikasih nanti jadi.
Komplain.
Siapa yang kelas A? Inggris.
Tahu tidak ada.
Bahasa Inggris.
Di belakang kali.
Itu nggak ada.
Ada kan. Siapa yang berteman dengan saya di Facebook?
Yang
Sebarkan informasi yang saya sebarkan hari ini ya. Lowongan pekerjaan.
nanti kita share, Pak.
Ada.
Nanti kita share.
Hah? Di Jakarta tapi jadi lupa saya. Punya keterampilan IT dan bisa bahasa Inggris. Ada saya. Tadi pagi saya. Tapi Prof.
Iya.
Sakit kan saya.
komputer banyak sih berarti menuju
Nah, boleh.
simulasi dah. Iya,
Boleh buat dari pertanyaan aku baru.
kan beda ininya juga ilmuannya.
Oh benar. Saya pikir orang linguistik kalau orang bahasa pasti yang naik.
Magister hukum sama dokter.
Tapi sebenarnya sama sih. Orang saya mengajar di sastra di pendidikan kan ada doang. Soal parameter ilmiah itu sama, tidak akan bukan karena ya apa. Dan ya, jadi saya hal terkait dengan tantangan tidak bisa mulai. Besok masih bisa pagi.
Jam berapa mungkin?
Siang. Ada masih. Apa saat makanya halang sini itu segera ya. Bagus. Tidak jawab biar tuh belum. Lagi.
Yang punya kalau untuk IP-nya alhamdulillah ya.
Ada tempat dari kumlaut. Syaratnya tidak mengulang, kemudian on time.
Ada kemarin yang ulang tapi lulus
Itu
banyak kan yang bulan Juni
cintaan
sama ada yang Indonesia ada.
mungkin ada sadar di Indonesia, di Indonesia. Lupa aja deh berlaku. Jadi ingat ya berlaku bentar. Yang kata lain anak-anak. Iya, dilanjutkan menulis. Ya kata.
Iya,
Kapan dia tidak?
2011.
4 tahun berdepan ya.
Kejar lalu September. Dia mana kejar lalu September biar saya.
Sampai kalau
Kalau oke. Sama pertama Niki ya khusus smart bag sih.
Citra, Cip, apa nomor lagi itu? Bilang,
Pak, tinggal 2. Apa Pak? 2 lagi.
apa nasinya kalau kerja ini?
Nasi semuanya banyak.
Bisa kalian wakili saya makan? Tidak berdua makan. Anu biar sedekahnya lebih bermanfaat.
Cepet dong sana.
Sudah saya terima itu extended sedekah namanya. Jadi sedekah. Jadi extended sedekah namanya. Sedekah yang diperluas. Jadi sudah saya dapat yang beri pahala dari saya. Ada yang bawa 2. Dan extend